since it allowed me to get hits off quick while being able to dodge right afterwards. Very important for the pinwheel fight. It got a bit spicy there. The only exception to this was for Manus. I used Black Flame instead of Combustion since it did more damage and I could get it right before the fight. The only boss that gave me trouble out of these four was the Four Kings. With being level 1 and them having some douchey attack patterns, it led to my death 4 times. For Nito, Sanctuary Guardian, Calamite, and Demon Sage, I went with Firestorm and Greater Combustion. Firestorm would just annihilate their health, allowing me to finish them off with Greater Combustion. Calamite was the only one that I needed to use RTSR instead of Power Within due to its high fire resistance. You might be wondering why not use Chaos Storm since it's stronger. Well, with it taking up 2 spell slots, I would need it to one-shot, and I was not confident you could get the job done. Sadly, Nito, Guardian, and Calamite got a single kill on me. All those recent Lies of P challenge runs have me a bit rusty. Next is the Centipede Demon. My go-to strategy was going to be to get him toxic and poison and then smack away with Black Flame, which did not go as planned. I could see this working with RTSR and Dustcrown Ring, but with being level 1, I wouldn't have enough attunement slots for that, so instead I decided to cheese him through the wall. To do this, you just need to run to the corner on the left side, let the boss grab you, and spam all 4 triggers to escape his grab. I actually had no clue if you spam all 4 triggers, you can escape the grab and nullify all damage. Just to show you that there isn't any funny business, I get grabbed, spammed away, and right after I land, failing the cheese, I get hit. I have over 600 plus hours in this game, and I'm still learning new things. Then there's the Band of Chaos, where I just kill her with Black Flame, which allowed me to get Fire Tempest from Quailana, the strongest Pyromancy spell in the entire game, so that I can use it to one-shot win at level 1. Not going to lie, that's pretty damn cool that Dark Souls allows you to do this at level 1. I just wish it didn't take me more than 10 attempts to pull it off. But, with that said, the Dark Souls 1 portion of Pyromancy only comes to an end. Oh, also, I just realized as I'm typing this script, I forgot about 2 spells. The Chaos Fire Whip, which is just the Fire Whip, but it leaves lava behind, and Fire Surge, which is just a flamethrower. For some reason, I thought all spells could be bought or obtained from Quailana, so that's my bad. The total runtime was 8 hours, and I only died 26 times. Not too bad for a level 1 run. With DS1 finished, time to start Dark Souls 2, but first, a word from today's sponsor, me! I am currently working towards reaching 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and I have been trying to think of a challenge run to celebrate that. Currently, I am working on my 50k special video where I have to beat Sekiro starting at NG plus 7 with base health, Demon Bell, and Charmless. So I am open to any crazy ideas that y'all may have. So if y'all would like to see that, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you have been enjoying this video, click the hype button. This is a new feature YouTube is trying out for small creators, and I would appreciate the support. But with that said, let's get back to the Pyromancy run. I start off by naming my character Shoto because My Hero Academia seems fitting for this set. For the class, I went with Sorcerer since Dark Souls 2, for some reason, doesn't have a Pyromancy class, and for that fact, in DS2, Pyromancy scales with Intelligence and Faith, and the Sorcerer class has the highest combination of the two, sitting at 18, whereas the Cleric only has 16. With no Pyromancy starting class and the regular Pyromancy Flame being locked behind Flexile Sentry, I will need to go get the Dark Pyromancy Flame in the gutter, which means I'll need the Cat Ring. So I ran on over to Heights Tower to use the spell Almighty Push on Dragon Rider. I then used Dragon Rider Souls to get the ring, talked to Sadman to get the blue seal for 4 HP, and used the leftover souls to get my vigor up to 10, so that I could survive the fall into the well. On the way down, I make sure to grab the Pharaoh's Lock Stone and the Token of Smite, because I will be needing them to obtain some new spells. Once in the gutter, I jump from the Torch Circle platform to get the Dark Pyromancy Flame. The Dark Pyromancy Flame starts off with a scaling fire and can further increase its damage through hollowing, but overall the normal Pyromancy Flame out-DPS's it once it's fully upgraded. So I'll be saving all my upgrade materials for the normal one. Before leaving the gutter, I make sure to get the 2 fragrant branches of yore and an actual Pyromancy outfit.
Forecast, plenty of sunshine through today. We should near normal high. Cloudy and windy today with gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Showers and thunderstorms today with strong southwesterly wind.
The Terry Bag. Shop now at CoachOutlet.com. A Nano Skin Relief with soothing triple oat complex. Clinically proven for 72-hour hydration.
No, we're switching to Scribe for training.
Getting your recipes right takes expert care. Wholesome believes that starts with organic sweeteners from strong farming communities. Because enjoying all your craft together connects us across tables and continents. All the best for all. That's wholesome.
What do you subscribe to?
I subscribe to True Love.
I subscribe to lots of stuff.
I subscribe to all the channels I love in one app.
I didn't use one of those bridges to free Roosevelt so that I can actually be able to buy spells. But I'm a bit broke at the moment. So I continue forward into Shaded Woods and pick up some souls along the way. While here, I make sure to get a Fire Seed, which is the upgrade material for Pyromancy in Dark Souls 2. I also get the Cloyanthan Ring +1 and the Clear Bluestone Ring +1. With no longer being a broke bitch, I buy Poison Mist and Fire Combustion and use my leftover souls to get my attunement to 13 to be able to use both spells. The reason for getting Poison Mist over Fireball or Fire Orb is that the majority of enemies and bosses can be inflicted by it. This isn't like Dark Souls 1 poison where it doesn't do that much damage. PS2's poison and toxic can do some crazy amount of damage and will help with bosses with high fire resistance. With that said, I head to No Man's Wharf to chat up with Rose's teacher to buy Amber Herbs off of him, just in case I would need some extra spell cast during the Flexile Century fight. Which, come to find out, I did not need, because a single cast for Poison Mist was enough to proc poison. The reason I needed poison for this fight is that fire deals less damage to enemies standing in water, and this entire arena is covered with water. So I just needed to poison Flexile Century twice and then combust all over him to take him down. With Flexile taken care of, I earned the Pyromancy Flame with an extra Fireball spell. I then talked to Rose to buy Fireball, Fire Orb, and one of the 3 Fire Seeds she has in set, so that I can upgrade my Flame to +2 and use the rest of my souls to get my attunement to 16 so that I can have a 3rd spell slot, and my Faith to 9 for more damage. I then head back to Hyde's Tower to poison a dragon so that I can kill him with fire, allowing me to fight Portsmouth, who can also be poisoned, which led to good tick damage while I hurled fireballs at his face. Seems that Wombo Combo was just too much for him. After that easy fight, I buy the remaining 2 Fire Seeds from Rose to get my Flame to +4 and get my Faith to 17. I then kill Scorpion Man for the 2nd Dragon Ring, use a Branch of Yore to get access to the Lion Mage set that upon wearing will increase my casting speed, which I could have gone sooner, but I forgot about it. I then went to the Grave of Saints to fight the Rat Vanguard, but first I wanted to see if rats could be poisoned, and obviously enough they can do. So, going into the fight, I just hurled flaming fireballs of doom and combust all over the rats. Oh, not again, that is not what I meant. After escaping PETA, I get my Faith to 20 and Intelligence to 16. At this point, I wasn't too sure who I wanted to fight next, so I just went take on Notchka. Notchka sadly is immune to poison, but does take decent damage from fire. For her, I just baited out her tail attacks to get 3 hits in. My biggest mistake was when using Fire Orb and Fireball. I would get carried away spam throwing and end up wasting a spell because I didn't wait long enough for her tail to come back up. So I end up having to use an Amber Herb to help finish the fight. With Notchka out of the picture, I get my attunement to 20, Intelligence to 20, and ADP to 9. So with my Faith at 20, I can talk to Falcon to get the Hex Hood for extra spell cast and Sunset Staff, which I will need to obtain another spell later on. While being in Executioner's Chariot's neck of the woods, I decided to take them home. The Necromancer lady went down with a few bucks in the face, and the Undead Horse can be poisoned. You heard that correctly. Undead ghost horses apparently keep their lungs. On top of that, they are very weak to fire. With the Undead Horse's poisoned to death, I get access to Titchy, and with having a token of spite on me, he will sell me 3 new fire spells: Firestorm, Rainier Combustion, and Fire Whip. You can also get a 4th spell from his Covenant, but I'll be getting that later on. Also, before Executioner, I got the Fire Seed outside of the boss room, so I was able to get my Flame to +5. And while I was at it, I got my Endurance to 10, since casting magic in this game costs stamina. Wanting to increase my Pyromancy Flame some more, I fight the Skeleton Lords, who are no match for Fire Orb and Greater Combustion. For their army, well, let's just say Firestorm had no issues burning them to ashes. Well, except for Wheelie and Teddy. They somehow survived the storm. With Wheelie and Teddy dead, I grabbed the Fire Seed and Harvest Valley, teach the Smoking Hot Fire Lady some new fire-bending moves. Realizing now I could have named my character Zuko. Well, that's a missed opportunity. Oh, hello, Covetous Demon. Goodbye, Covetous Demon. Back at Majula, I get my Pyromancy Flame to +6 and get my Faith to 28. I then headed to the Lost Bastille so that I could get access to Strayed. Now, I know I don't have to fight the Citadels to get to them, but I figured I would just get it out of the way. Come to find out, Living Armor has longs too. I also found out Flame Whip can stunlock them. Did not expect this spell to be this good. After the fight, I make sure to grab the Basto key. I then free Strayed so that I can buy Lingering Flame, Flame Swap, and trade the Rat Soul for Toxic Mist, which is very effective on the Lost Center. Here I also test out Flame Swap, which places an explosive fire orb next to the enemy. Great when it lands, not so great when the boss jumps away from it. Due to that, I had to finish the fight with Greater Combustion. With Descender dead, I can buy her handcuffs from Mr. Douche, which will increase my Pyromancy damage. Speaking of increasing my damage, there is a Fire Seed in the Rotten boss room. I don't have to kill him for it, but figured it couldn't. Oh, also, can someone explain to me how the Rotten, the thing made out of decaying bodies, can be poison and toxic? Because I cannot come up with a good reasoning as to how. Besides poison and toxic mist, I also use Lingering Flame, which shoots out a fire orb, and when an enemy is nearby it, it explodes. Will definitely come in handy for some future fights. With the Rotten dead, I get the Fire Seed to get my Flame to +7 and get my Entombment to 25 for a 5th spell slot and my Faith to 43. So, before doing this run, some commenters had told me Pyromancy in Dark Souls 2 is more balanced than DS1. Y'all sure about that? Because Mytha disagrees. You can stun-lock her to death with just the fire. This isn't just because fire spells are extremely strong, but for the fact that poison-toxic combo is outright busted. Most bosses in base game like Smelter Demon and Old Iron King can be trivialized due to this, which apparently the devs noticed this because, oh boy, some of the DLC bosses were a bit of a different story. But I am jumping ahead. Before leaving Iron Keep, I headed upstairs to cover myself in water and use Flash Sweat so that I could get Chaos Fire Storm. Tragically, I didn't know about this water combo when trying to get the Fire Seed. Back at Majula, I talked to Rose to get my Flame to +8 and level my ADP and vigor up a bit. I then trot on over to Brightstone Cove to test Chaos Firestorm and Firestorm on the locals. From my findings of estimation, I believe Chaos Firestorm to be better, which the congregation agrees with, since it took only 2 casts of it to kill them. So at this point, I figured it was time to get Great Chaos Fireball, but the thing is, you have to do PvP farming for the Brotherhood of Blood, and I was not going to do that. So I decided I was far enough into the game that I could give it to myself. Just felt wrong not to try out each Dark Souls version of Great Chaos Fireball. With that said, I made sure to use this new spell on Freedom. It did pretty decent damage, and the additional damage from the lava wasn't bad either. But with only 3 shots, it wasn't enough to kill the overgrown spider. So I had to fire whip her to death. With Freya dead, I get the Brightstone Key, which allows me to get Great Fireball and another Fire Seed. I then completely and only level up to one while in Majula. I then make my way to Dryland Castle, where I get the Frozen Flower for the Ivory King DLC and fight the Dragon Riders. Well, not so much as a fight, as it was just me bullying them with toxic poison and explosion. With the Riders poison dash exploded to death, I go on over to Ilium Voice for the Fire Clutch Ring, but first I needed to unfreeze the area, and to do that, I needed to fight Ava. Okay, someone from FromSoft needs to explain this one to me. How in the hell can an undead horse, living armor, and a rotting corpse be poison dash toxic, but a giant cat can't? Someone has a lot of explaining to do. This put me in a bit of a sticky situation since Toxic and Poison Mist took up 2 slots, and the only other 3 spells I had on were Great Combustion, Great Fireball, and Flame Swap. Combustion and Great Fireball did fine, but Flame Swap would miss most of the time. Even if Flame Swap didn't miss, I wasn't going to have enough cast to kill Ava, and I made the mistake of not equipping any herbs. So I ended up having to do some quick menu maneuvering to pop one real quick. Probably the first real challenge in this run since I came close to dying multiple times, but Lady Luck was on my side that day and my no boss death streak was not ended yet. With Ava out of the way, I can get the Fire Clutch ring. I also realized I forgot about the Fire Seed at Lost Bastille and Drangleic Castle. The nice thing about the one at Drangleic Castle is it comes with another Great Combustion, increasing my cast amount to 14. With those seeds, I was finally able to max out my Pyromancy Flame, and what better boss to test it out on than the Looking Glass. I originally was going to test Toxic and Poison on him, but Ava left me mentally scarred from that, so I didn't even try. The unpleasant thing about Looking Glass Knight's fight is, it's in the rain, which means my Pyromancy damage does less. So, even with using strong spells like Great Chaos Fireball or Lingering Flame, the damage was not great. I ended up having to use a good amount of herbs for this fight, and the bastard got to summon 2 NPCs. Luckily, the NPC's AI is dumber than Mildred's, and thanks to that, I was able to pull out the first try. I then used the Looking Glass Knight's Souls to start working on my intelligence level. Now, having access to Shrine of Amana, I can farm the Twinkling Titanite Shard so that I can max out my armor for better defense. Which then brings us to the Demon of Song, who I'm pretty confident is an undead frog thing, so why can't it be poison and toxic? I just don't get it. This game confuses me. Honestly, doesn't matter. I just busted a few times in its face until it went down. Coming back to the topic that Pyromancy is busted, this is my fastest fight ever against spell stats, and I am not just saying that because of the Poison Dash Toxic, but because look how much damage the Fire Spell does to him. Like, you can't tell me this is more balanced than Dark Souls 1. DS1 bosses just had less HP. If DS2 bosses had the same amount as DS1, these fights would be a lot quicker. Once done picking on Bell stats, I went back to the Shrine of Amana to get Fire Tempest because I had no clue it was even there. I then reached Aldia's Keep, which is very important for 2 reasons. Number 1, I'll be able to free these 2 statue guys, and upon killing them will give me 2 Bonfire Aesthetics, 2 Wilted Dust Herbs, and 2 Elizabeth's Mushrooms, which then I can use one of those aesthetics to reset the area to farm them all over again, allowing me to stock up on herbs and Bonfire Aesthetics. The second reason is I can talk to Nav, who will ask me to get 3 items: Gilligan's Ladder, Kaelin's Helm, and Falcon's Staff. By giving him these 3 items, he will give me the Forbidden Sun spell. Forbidden Sun is a giant fireball that practically has no cast time, which is really good, but it's held back by only having 2 casts. Plus, it takes up 3 spell slots. After killing the Guardian Dragon, I take on the Dragon Trial so that I can get the 3rd Dragon Ring and talk to the Ancient Dragon. Not fighting him yet, I just need to do a few things before that. With having Ashen Mistheart, I can tango with the Giant Lord. I ended up finding out you can just hang out by his left leg and loop his stomp attack, which made it very easy to poison and throw fireballs at him until he died. Not being satisfied with beating up the Giant King once, I decided to do it a second time. It felt more fitting to fight him in this world. A little bit of Poison Toxic with a hint of Fire Tempest was the perfect recipe for an easy win. Speaking of easy wins, I decimated the Pursuer outside of her boss room. I wasn't done massacring bosses yet. I paid the Gargoyles a visit, where Fire Tempest and Chaos Storm made quick work of me. Except for Toby. That son of a bitch somehow survived. This is why no one likes you, Toby. You take the fun out of everything. With Toby taken care of, I kill a giant, or a soul of a giant, and the Forgotten Key, which will allow me to start the long and tedious Dark Lurker questline, so that I can fight it. To my surprise, Dark Lurker is insanely weak to fire. I'm not even using a Bright Bug, and I am taking massive chunks of health off of him with Great Chaos Fireball. The most satisfying was when I got the double hit with the Flame Sword. Seeing those big numbers always fills my monkey brain with joy. After that, it only took 1 Forbidden Sun and Chaos Fireball to finish him off. Now with that done, I must repeatedly burn the Rat Vanguard to death, which was very satisfying with the Chaos Storm, so that I can stock up on Toxic Mist. I will need all of this so that I could kill the HP Sponge that is the Ancient Dragon. I had a field day hanging out by his toes as he slowly died of boredom. At this point, I got my intelligence to 50 and attunement to 30 for a 6 spell slot. With Vendrick being the only boss left in base game before the final bosses, I decided to see if I could toxic poison. Weirdly, he's immune to it. Go figure. I then made the biggest blunder in my challenge running career. I wasn't paying attention due to being dumbfounded that Vendrick couldn't be poisoned, that I didn't watch where I was going and got myself killed by the easiest boss in the game. Excuse me as I walk into the lava. I then came back from the dead and fireball Vendrick in the face. I know I just said a second ago Vendrick was the only boss left, but come to find out, I forgot about Royal Rat Authority, which I'm not too shocked since Lingering Flame blew up the ads and Combustion blew up Giant Rat Dog, making this fight very forgettable. With all my stats being where I wanted them, I will just be leveling Vigor from this point on. With that said, time for boss rush mode. Starting off with the list is the Goon Squad. My plan was pretty simple. Poison dash toxic the few melee users and kill the ranger with fire. My only regret looking back on this is that I could have used Lingering Flame on the melee users, since I could set it up while running away and they would just walk in. Oh well, easy fight nonetheless, but not as easy as Alana was. With Lingering Flame, I easily took out her trash mobs, and with using only fireball spells, I was able to speed kill Alana. Right after Alana is Sin, who I thought was going to be tricky to deal without the missed spells, but I actually ended up finding a really good strategy to beat him. So if I stayed at about mid-range, I had a good chance to get Sin to do his horizontal fireball attack, which left him wide open to beat him. Now, he does have a fire attack that just shoots straight at me, but if I stayed right in front of him after the attack, he would always follow up with the horizontal attack. So I just kept running away and baiting out these attacks until I won. A lot easier than I expected it to be. I wish I could say the same for Fume Knight. Fume Knight cannot be poisoned or toxic, and he has a very high fire resistance, because even with Bright Bugs, I wasn't doing that great of damage to him, which wasn't too much of a problem at first, since I knew if I just rolled back after any of his combos finished, I could get a hit off. What actually screwed me over was not paying attention to my cast amount, and ended up animation locking myself for a second, leading me to get hit, which led to a panic healing, and y'all already know how that goes with Fume Knight. So I went back in, but this time with Great Combustion and Flame Swap, thinking it would be better than the lower fireball spells. They were not. Great Combustion just put me in danger most of the time, and Flame Swap has its usual problems of just missing. So I had to rely on Chaos and Greater Fireball to get the job done, which used up all the herbs I had on me, and I had to start using the menu to refill my cast. This fight was a long one, but I'm just happy it only took 2 tries. Then there was Blue Smelter Demon, who thankfully can be poison and toxic, and surprisingly takes a good amount of damage from fire, leading to a very quick victory. Last up on the old Iron King DLC is Sir Alone. Luckily, in my last trilogy run with using crossbows only, I found out the best time to hit Alone with range attacks is after he does his dash attack. So I just used what I learned from my last run to make him a walk in the park with fireball spam. Combustion was only used because I ran out of fireballs. Up next is Blood and Solid, where I thought maybe Chaos Storm would do a lot of damage since it could hit twice, but apparently Blood said fuck that. Then Solid joined the party and decided it would be fun to take up the whole screen, leading to my demise. But I was a fool for thinking I could use anything but Fireball. Just look how in 3 casts it took off half of Blood's health. Not only that, when Zolin went Super Saiyan, Chaos and Great Fireball were able to keep his health low enough for me to finish him off with Combustion. In all 5 trilogy runs, I have never killed Zolin while he was in his enraged state. That just proves once again how busted Power Man's he is in Dark Souls 2. Still don't believe me? Well, let's check out the Ivory King fight. His soldiers were a bit of a pain, but nothing fireballs couldn't solve. Once the Ivory King came out, it seemed like it might be a rough fight, but once I got the boss staggered, I could spam Great Fireball, which has extremely fast casting time, to lower his health super fast. Combine this with Crimson Water for pure fireball spam, the Ivory King didn't know what to do with all those balls in his face. Easiest Ivory King fight I have ever done. With the Ivory King defeated, I level up for the last time to 171 and take on the final 3 bosses. At the start with Tweedledee and Tweedledum, I went with Poison and Toxic, but I should have just went with Fireball because it would have been a faster fight. For Nasandra, I spiced things up with some Fireball spam into Fire Whip, so that I could keep things fresh and new with within our relationship. And of course, I had to finish the runoff with fireballs, because if I didn't, it would be a cardinal sin within the fire magic community. And with that, the Dark Souls 2 portion comes to an end. The total runtime was 13 hours, and I died 52 times. I might have done well with the bosses, but not so much when traveling from point A to point B. With that said, let's jump into Dark Souls 3. For the class this time, we actually have Pyromancy again, so I go with that. The nice thing about the Pyromancy starting class in Dark Souls 3 is that it starts with the Great Swamp Ring, which will increase my Pyromancy damage by 12%. I then name my character after the best Pyromancer in all of anime, Roy Mustang, who happens to be my favorite character from Full Metal Alchemist. With my character made, Roy arises from the ashes to return once more to eradicate the 7 deadly sins. With that said, let's talk about the Pyromancy Flame. In Dark Souls 3, it's like Dark Souls 2, where Pyromancy scales off of intelligence and faith. The unique thing about Dark Souls 3 is that the Pyromancy Flame has the weapon Arch Combustion, which is very fitting for a Roy Mustang cosplay. Sadly, it's not as good as DS2 or DS1's Combustion. You can also use the heavy attack to punch enemies for fire damage as well, and at a higher levels, it's actually pretty viable for dealing with trash mobs. With weapon talk over with, I get my Ashen Flask and take on Gundyr the Homunculus, which apparently Homunculus are just like humans and can burn to death pretty easily. After that low effort fight, I do the usual gathering at Firelink Shrine, reallocate my Estus to a 3-to-2 ratio, and start leveling my intelligence first, since either Innate or Faith will increase damage, but I want the magic defense for the Crystal Sage fight. Once done leveling, I gather up the Titanite shards at Central City Wall and find a wild homunculus granny and kill her for an extra 1,000 souls. I then pick the fight with Sloth's secret love child, Lord. I figured Mort would be weak to fire, but come to find out it's his second highest resistance. Thank you, Pokemon, for conditioning me to think anything ice is weak to fire. Overall, it's the same fight as normal, hide under his balls while throwing my flaming balls at him until he dies. With Mort out of the picture, I use his souls to get my Innit to 23. I then warp to Undead Settlement to get the Fire Clutch Ring for 50% more fire damage, and rescue Hornets, so that I can now upgrade my Pyromancy Flame and buy Fire Surge. Which I found out real quick is not that great of a spell. It barely does any damage and it uses a lot of mana, hence me dying to the Cursed Rotted Grapewood. I switched to the Fireball spell and it fixed my Cursed Rotted Grapewood dilemma because, as y'all know, Fireball solves everything. I returned to Pornix, bitching to him about Fire Surge, and bought Greater Combustion to make myself feel better. I then trained in the art of alchemy to get my attunement to 18 for an extra spell slot and to start putting points into faith. Part of my alchemy training brought me to a battle with a demon, which a helpful Onion Knight alchemist came to help me out. As tradition goes with this channel, we sit and drink with Onion Knight Bro. Nostrovia, everyone. I hope everything is going well. Once done toasting, I travel to the Road of Sacrifice to get the Great Swamp Pyromancy Tome and the official Pyromancer uniform. I turn in the tome to buy Fire Orb and Bursting Fireball, which I don't use either one for the Crystal Sage fight. I decided this time I would take a page out of Mustang's book and just went full combustion. Combine this with just walking in a circle, and there was nothing the Sage could do. He had to just sit there and face tank all of it until he couldn't face tank it anymore. I then move on to Fair and Keep to bully a legless stray demon to use his soul to get Boulder Keys, and while I was on top of the wall, I got the 2 large Titanite shards to get my flame to +4. After upgrading my weapon, I realized I forgot about the Sage Ring at the Road of Sacrifice, so I made sure to go get it. With that mistake fixed, it was time to tackle the first deadly sin, greed, aka the Abyss Watchers. I started off with Boulder Heave to take advantage of the knockdown it does to the Abyss Watchers, but this time the Watchers decided they were just going to tank through. So I switched to Fire Orb and it did way more damage. So much more damage, in fact, Red Eyes decided he wasn't going to attack his brothers, but teamed up with them to attack me instead. His AI felt so bad for them, he figured they needed more help than me, and it wasn't wrong. Fire Orb activated.
Devil May Cry 5 official art book, you can see a lot of like used designs for the characters. I remember when I showed you that Virgil's Devil Trigger actually looks like this, but you just never get to see it because in Devil May Cry 5 because it uses his Nero's Devil Trigger was originally supposed to look like Virgil's, but for some reason they changed it to the design we actually got in. I like the idea of Nero's Devil Trigger looking like his dad's since how he played it, and I think this looks a little bit cooler than the design that we get to the game. Maybe Nero's Devil Trigger will change over time as he ages, like Dante's did, and slowly starts to look more like Virgil's. In the Devil May Cry 5 official art book, you can see a lot of like.
Oh no, I can't. I got trades for the All Valley. If Cobra Kai win,
He's broke. He's the only Batman that has to work a legit 9 to 5.
that's all he catches. Moving X and stills.
Alright, guys, that's enough. You're acting like I'm not twice the size of all of you. Yeah, but your legs are like 10 times your size. I just retired. My Joker looked like that. Guys, I said enough. Parents, he's got no family.
Wait, you still have her?
Hey, man, what breakfast did your mom make you this morning? Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, actually. And you? What shoes your mom get her a casket? Huh? Oh,
No, no, y'all broke this on yourself. I'm sorry.
what? I've never seen this in my life. Only choose one weapon of all of these options here. Let's get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you immediately. Wolverine's claws are out. Since I don't get the healing factor, I'm just gonna have open wounds in my hands. I'm taking out the web shooters. I do not have the strength and durability that Spider-Man does to swing from buildings. I'm taking out the flash ring. It's just a suit and a ring. That's it. I do not become the Flash. I just get a weird ring. After that,
It's Green
Batarang
Lantern.
is out.
It's Green
I'm not
Lantern.
Batman. I'm gonna throw that crap once. It's not gonna go where I want it to go. Done. Same thing goes with the Captain America shield. It has, obviously shielding effects, but if I go to throw that thing, it's not doing any damage to anybody. Let's be real. After that, the lasso of truth is out. It is really cool. It has really cool effects of forcing people to tell the truth. But if I go around just lassoing people to make them tell me the truth, it's not going to go very well for me, honestly. It's going to eventually come to a point where everyone just gangs up on me and beats me up for lassoing them. Truthfully, after that, I'm getting rid of the Iron Man suit. I do not have Tony Stark level intelligence. If this thing gets damaged or broken in any regards, that's it. I'm done. The suit's useless. That means it's now down to the Green Lantern thing. Mjolnir. Here's the thing about Mjolnir. If I pick it up and let's just assume that I'm worthy, I get the powers of Thor, which is pretty freaking legit. I would love to be a core level character. Don't get me wrong, the Green Lantern ring is awesome. I can create constructs, but overall, I want Mjolnir. Give me Mjolnir. I'm going to choose one. The answer is simple, my friend. I would definitely say yes because they all have one thing, and that's flesh. Everything in this world is power weaknesses susceptible to decay and aging. It may take longer, but their bodies still age and break down just like everybody else. Time eventually can catch up to them. Shigaraki's decay just says no to their ability entirely. Shigaraki gets his hands on you. That's just it. Only fate for you is turning into straight dust. There's nothing left. His decay ability is so absolute. If you get touched by something else that's decaying, you break down. Shigaraki's decay is so effective he can turn entire cities to dust in just a few moments just by touching the ground once. Entire world of superpowered beings hinge on the fact that he could not touch the ground once. Even someone like Superman can put the boy most definitely believe in the decay. Well, folks, it's about that time for my man Kevin. Listen up. Do I believe that Shigaraki's decay can work on the Homelander universe? The answer is simple, my friend. I would definitely say yes because they all have one thing, and that's flesh. Everything in this world, including superpowered beings, are susceptible to decay and aging. It may take longer, but their bodies still age.
The question is, yes, could the Kane work on them? Yes. Because he will also have to be, first of all, Shigaraki has to be strong enough, smart enough, and durable enough to even outlast half of them. So yes, the K can kill. Yes, the K can kill them. But the problem is, He has to be like either quick enough or smart enough to get close. He has to be smart enough or smart enough, no, yeah, smart enough or quick enough to literally get to them.
Didn't care about night and day anymore. That's us.
Where the secret interaction happens with Naruto, so I don't think anybody has figured it. Like the brand, bro. Okay. Anyways, and the values as well. Okay. I guess we have more businesses. Wait, what is this? Okay, nice. Alright. I'll just run this a couple times. Alright. I've got like some of the essence. I'll just go for the rest. Here we go. That should be the quest done. Yes, okay. Every quest is done. There we go. Live of Baron Wrath, whatever it's called, Soul or whatever the helix out of this. Out of a vial. There, yeah, vial. Gotta prepare these vials, bro. Yay. And then I think we still need Rama, but I think we can evolve them. Hold on, let's beat him first because it's cheaper to beat them and then level them up because they keep it full. There we go. Honestly, this model is like way better than Baron mode one. Like, what happened to Baron mode, bro? Hopefully, I still have the key. Oh, I think I can play it. Oh, wait, is it like the key just unlocks it and then you can play it? Okay, wait, okay, that's really nice actually. All right, let me get Kurama real quick. Also, I might have to like keep grinding this stage later for the shiny soft skin. This is really nice. Although it's no pity and it's just a 2.5%. So, I mean, I'll see. Eventually, there's probably gonna be a macro for this stage. I can probably make one as well. Should be fine. Last boss right here, and then we're good. Alright, there we go. Absolutely melted. Nine tails. Okay, let's go back. Alright, that is all we needed. Now we just need to put Ram on our team. Boom. This is a leader buff, by the way. For every unit placed, summons and clones count. Buff all units in range by 2.5%, 30% rating cap of 50%, 60%, global cap of 75%. Wait, that seems really good. Wait, Naruto's leader buff sounds really good. Like an extra, like 75% damage rate to the cap. Yeah, with global cap. Does that mean like there's no other people? That sounds really good though. I mean, obviously we're hoping for a glitch. Forks is on, right? Yep. Right. The render rolls of literally nothing. Please. Honestly, I think I might make a video on getting it because I think the final exhibition is actually good now since it's seamless and it's pretty easy to play. I think I might have to do that. And then what else do I have to do in this game? Honestly, I don't know, bro. I want ALS to come back, bro. Please, ALS, make it come back, bro. I have a feeling they're gonna do like a if the game actually dies, they're just gonna do an ALSX, which honestly I feel like they should do. They need to reset like a bunch of this mechanics and like stuff in this game, honestly. But come on, Naruto, just give me an avatar, bro. How have I not even seen an avatar yet, bro? Oh, okay, avatar. I'm gonna take avatar, bro. Pretty sure like, oh my god, please, or just avatar. Maybe more than that. No, like literally all of them. Literally all my godly cards that were such a Mugara. Okay, whatever. Doesn't even matter, bro. Avatar's not even like terrible. Alright, 26 pearls. Come on, give me a glorious. I feel like I have a lot of glorious in so long. Come on, bro. I don't think I have a lightest or a mystical on this account yet. Which is crazy. Last one. Yeah, yeah, fix the pearl system too, bro. Oh, wait, I think I found these up. Okay, 7 more pearls. Please. Oh my god. Alright, whatever. We need him. Let's bring Johnny under review. Okay, this works. And there's like a specific thing you have to do. So let's try it. Alright, so what you have to do is somehow get down to 4 livestock or 1 livestock. You gotta let like these 4 dudes pass by. Oh my god. Oh my god, Johnny's too strong, bro. This is gonna be annoying to do. How do I do this? Okay, how do I do this? Wonder view. Oh my god. Some like strategic things I gotta do, bro. Getting there. Oh no, that's good, that's good, that's good. 4. Okay, we got it, we got it, we got it. Okay, now we should be fine, but I don't want to place down any extra units and blow them up. These, the range is too far. I think we're fine. Wait, what? What happened? Wait, how did we die? Bro, are we serious? I gotta redo this now. Oh my god, what's happening? What's got down to 1 livestock. I think you gotta put down Kurama now. Max him out, max Naruto out, and then make sure he has 300 takedowns. Then once he has 300 takedowns, you're supposed to use this. I think use both abilities, and then it should. Like you can just leave, I think, and then it should give you Baron mode. Okay, almost there, almost 300. Oh yeah, he's got 300. Let's get a little more just in case. All right, 304 should be good, and they're both maxed out. You want to use this, then use this. Karamas, I'm counting on you. Okay, I think it worked. I think. Yeah, Karuto's become the embodiment of Will of Fire. I think that's gotta be it, right? Let's leave now, and then it should be good. Okay, yes, there we go. He's Baron mode now, Will of Fire. Nice. Oh my god, he's doing 24 million on placement? What? Holy power creep. This is with Avatar, too. That's crazy. I mean, that's good, though. We need more strong units, bro. We can't just keep using Ichigo and Johnny, bro. Let us go and showcase everybody. I don't think Kurama's actually a used unit. He's just there for the Baron mode. Wait, does this count as a bounty for awakening him? No, okay. Okay, that's fine. Also, wait, I just realized. If you get this shiny Sasuke, you don't have to evolve him, right? I don't think so. Yeah, you can just farm for the shiny one. Oh, wait, no, it gives you this one. You have to evolve him into this still. Okay, I see. Alright, let's showcase Naruto now. Naruto, he is 1,000 of place. He is Avatar, Hybrid, Nature, Magic. He's doing 27 million on placement. Pretty insane, although the downside is his range is really bad. Like, it's literally terrible. Like, 43 range. He only has, like, double his range. Yeah, he's got the range of, like, a farm unit, which is crazy. And then he has 3 passives on placement. Beast Ball, Flame Release, and Elemental Releases. Basically, all of them are just, like, these, like, mini nukes, I guess. It does 5x damage for whenever there's a bleed on a unit, whenever there's sunburn on a unit, so he's really good with bleed and burn units. So I assume Sasuke is gonna do bleed and burn stuff, so it's probably gonna be like really good with Sasuke, especially since he does have wind shear. So probably. Anyways, let's upgrade him here. He unlocks an ability, Spiraling Shuriken, which is his mini nuke thing, and he can summon a clone. Okay, yeah, spawns a clone for every 75 seconds, either burn or bleed. Bonus 10% of Naruto's damage. Okay, yeah, not bad. Upgrade him here. He is kind of expensive, I'm not gonna lie. I lied, it's not terrible. Yeah, okay, it's not terrible. He's like 1.6 mil. It's actually pretty good. He's doing 2 billion damage. Okay, this is with Griffith buff, but still, 2 billion with Avatar, no Glorious. That's crazy, bro. Holy. And he does gain another, he gains 2 passives. Baron, Elemental Release now performs all 3. Okay, so it does all 3 at once, not one or like the other. That's broken. Hurricane does 15x damage instead of 5, I think. Yep. Really nice. And then he also becomes a fire element, I guess. He's doing 300% damage to nature elements. That's pretty good. And then every 100 seconds, all enemies within 20% of range take 5% current HP damage. Wait, that's broken. Cap of 1 trillion for bosses. That's broken. Enemies on their Witcher take an extra 3%. That's so good. What? Although it is like a 100-second cooldown, but still, that's really nice. Okay, yeah, and then once you do apply, I think either 250 wind shear or like 300 takedowns, you unlock this ability. Well, must have wind shear to 250, yep. And then this is basically just his nuke. 7.5 trillion percent max HP to all enemies. Bosses are only affected by the max HP damage pathway 51. Okay, so only used for infinite, and then reduces his damage by 5% every time you use it. Okay, now this unit's literally like insanely good. I think you would use him as your lead, and then probably just Johnny or low key him and Wukong because of his leader buff, where clones count for the unit damage buff, which is kind of insane, by the way. Just use polar buffs here and see how much he gets. What? That was like close to 3 billion. Definitely, if you had Glitch Glorious, it could go to like 4 billion. That's kind of broken. And if my skill tree was up, the skill tree's not even close to being maxed. Yeah, I think this unit is literally insane. 582 million DPS. See Johnny. If we max out Johnny, Johnny might still be more. Okay, yeah. Fox is broken, but this guy does his DPS. Although this DPS, oh, it's 3 billion, bro. Although this DPS doesn't count like all his DOTs and all these like mini nukes stuff. But yeah, no, Johnny's so good. Anyways, I would go for Naruto. He's also really easy godly to get. So yeah, I just get him, bro. He's so good. Although I do have to say, this model looks terrible. Like it literally looks terrible. I can't say anything. It's so bad. It's so bad. Anyways, that's all for me. I'll probably keep playing LS until it literally has 0 players. But yeah, bye.
Your home is your happy place until you come back to bad odors. Use Febreze plug-in.
It has a microchip that alternates between two scents to fight odors and provide freshness for up to 50 days. Try Febreze Plus.
When you're watching the other football but don't want to ask your friends, what's offsides? And how can I sound like I know a lot about the game? You can just ask Google all of that at once. Oh, so that's it.
Boys, we're back on Vanguards. So I just woke up, so if my voice sounds a little, raspy, that's why. But, it's rise and grind time, it's time to play some Vanguards. So update is mostly completed, I got the Guts, I got the Griffith, which isn't loading in for some reason, but I got it. My god, dude, if I keep complaining about my internet, maybe it'll fix. Maybe. Possibly. Alright, but today, I have a plan. Well, I say today, but this video is probably gonna take, maybe multiple days to record, like 4. So I have this Gojo unit, right? He's vibing. See, here he is. Now, I don't have a good trade on him, and I also have no good stats. And Gojo has always been a unit that has, stayed in the meta for so long, just because of how good he was at, time stopping and doing damage. This dude was so good, and pretty much with this new update, they added the event, right? And I'm pretty sure it's the strongest, yeah, this one right here. In the event shop, there is a familiar to make your Gojo good again. They increase his damage by 250%. It also makes it to where after his void is done, he still does the increased damage after popping it for 30 more seconds after it's gone. And he has something else, but, pretty much it's good. It's really good. I saw people complaining that they took the main passive away from Gojo that makes him insane, but I don't think they took Gojo's passives. Pretty sure the passives you see in the screenshot are passives that are for the familiar, not passives that are replaced. Yeah, but this passive right here made him really good. Immune to status effects. That's just nice. At least I'm hoping. I hope they don't get rid of these. These are really good. But yeah, we have to start farming this now, so the strongest, and then missions. And they're the most brain-rot missions known to man. Use Gojo for 5 stages, use it for 10 stages, use it for 25. I'm just gonna pin this one right here, which, thank you Vanguards for the pinning. This is nice. So we get 20 a day. So 5 days, and we will have this familiar. Well, no one said this was going to be easy. I wish yesterday when I was playing the new update at first, I had cooked my Gojo and started progressing that, but I did not, unfortunately. But it's alright, here we are. So we're going to go ahead and feed him. At all feed. Also, he has no good stats. Let me fix that. I may have a unit that has all C+. I hope we're going to check. Dude, I haven't used... Mr. Satan has not been touched ever since I got him. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mr. Satan. My bad. Gojo needed the stats. So I do have some leftover rerolls. Maybe, hopefully, I pray, if I get a Monarch in these rerolls, I'll be a happy man. I wrote on him so long ago in the past, and I put 150 on him. Now, Monarch would be beautiful. That would be incredible. Let's see what happens here. It's a possibility, Update has not been lucky for me whatsoever. I hit pity and then almost hit pity again. So, repay me and hook a brother up. Come on, please. I need a Monarch. If I don't get it right here, I'm probably not gonna buy rerolls until I have the familiar and actually see how much damage he can do. But if I get him in these rerolls, then I'll be fine with it. So, let's just see what happens. And so far, so bad. This is no good. But the last 100, surely, I get it. Right? Yeah, go for it. No. I need that Monarch. Dude, they've added so many ways to get rerolls that I'm just gonna try and do those. Might as well. If I have to run stages regardless with Gojo equipped, I'll do that. Unless we get it right here. Come on! I'm cooked. Oh, brother. Alright, so I guess we're just gonna unequip Griffith. Griffith is an interesting character. Let me equip the Gojo. Hey, let me see. So, we can do... Well, I have my weekly. Okay, bet. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, place down Guts. Beautiful unit. My game is dying actively. So I don't think I even have to place down Gojo. I wanna find out. Also, I just put a familiar on my Guts, and it is so broken. Check this out. 4.2 increased unbound damage. And it says no.
Yeah, how the hell am I supposed to do this?
Look, pretty much after every attack, he stuns himself for 2 seconds. It's a little weird because we're fighting people.
Okay, hold on, because I'm supposed to get him to 1 stack somehow.
40% every time. Oh wait, no, that's his other passive. Never mind. Anytime this unit attacks, stun this unit for 2 seconds. If this unit is stunned, increases damage by, as in I think it's 30-something% for the duration of the stun, plus 5 seconds. But I think it's a little bit broken right now. There's some issues. So I just want to show the familiar real quick. My god, that thing is so ugly. Oh my god. This familiar really isn't even working right now. Probably just unequip it. It seems like it would be good though, but it says nil. It's not even working. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just slow and I don't understand it. I think we'll pop this now. And so I really don't know who like this familiar would be best on. But there is potential there. If I didn't place Gojo, this better count. The fact that Guts can't get stunned with that is so crazy, and yes, it counted. Very nice. Alright, well, we have 20 rerolls now. Maybe something could happen that's pretty cool. I'm a little bit impatient. We're gonna go ahead and roll. Oh, wait, before I do anything, let me take the familiar off of this guy. Yeah, actually, I want to see how much damage it increases damage by 44%. Dude, it's so good, man. But, yeah, it seems a little buggy, so we're gonna equip it. Same with the Griffith one. Yep. Alright, 20 rerolls. Here it comes. Monarch, Monarch, Monarch. I pray. Solar. No, I don't want it. Monarch, Monarch. Alright. Alright, so I mean, now we can do the half hourly. Or daily. Actually, I will do daily. Alright, it's the same exact map. Let me revitalize, I guess. Alright, please. The Guts. This passive is so cool. Pretty much he spawns a demon that gives you one tap. And then once you kill it, you get 100 yen when it dies. And it buffs your damage for 40% for 10 seconds. Bro, he is so good. Also, that familiar is even better because while this unit is stunned, if an enemy in range is not inflicted with bleed, this unit applies bleed for 20% of its damage. Yeah, I hope they actually fix the familiar and I get the damage buff that it's supposed to give me, and this would be really nice. Boss is here. Bye-bye. Alright, 6 rerolls. That's Monarch. That is Monarch right there. Honestly, I have no idea why I'm even running over here to roll 6 rerolls. I don't know why. I mean, alright. What is this, man? They didn't add new achievements for the update. Well, they haven't been. Alright, well, let's do this. The Eclipse? Pretty sure it's a feature now to disable the Eclipse. I don't know if I want to do that or try and get a shiny Griffin. I don't know. Yeah, honestly, I'm just going to disable it. I don't really need it anymore. I already have Monarch one. If I get a shiny one, it's just going to make me sad. Alright, what do we do now? I mean, there's like boss rush if we do that. You know, they don't fix, they don't fix the flying over thing. But yeah, this is 40 rerolls right here. Well, I could run with people to get MVP. I'm just gonna run solo, I guess. I'm not too worried about it. We have the triple doggo stack. Big boys coming through. You know, honestly, don't know what I was thinking with this one. Yeah. You know, I don't have this familiar yet, so I guess I'm just gonna keep on farming this. Maybe I should spend my greatest before I do this. I'll craft like 15 of these, and then 14 of these. Oh, alright. Yep, let's farm this. Alright, burn all of these. Okay, surely this still counts if he's burned, right? I would hope. We're gonna find out. Alright, it does count, and I did not get a familiar, unfortunately. Yo, the game is refusing to give me the familiar. Come on, hand it over. Give me this familiar. I don't even know what it does, but I want it.
Why this mother? Can I do this anywhere else? Because I don't think you need to even do it. I think it's just a special interaction you can do anywhere. That's if I could just do it anywhere. Because in here is just annoying. What? I did it. Question is, how do I do this?
Sir, please, you don't have to do this. Soon as George Foreman was born, his dad took him up to the doctor and said, "Sir, please pack a punch this baby." What the fuck you got in those gloves, nigga? Benadryl? Every punch aged me 5 years. I'm 22, but my soul 137. Have you ever blocked a punch and you still feel it in your knees, your taxes, and your soul? He don't even throw combos. He gonna throw one punch, and if it lands, nigga, that's the combo. Then he took one punch with him, and now he can only speak in Morse code through a straw. If I wanted to get hit this hard, nigga, I would have walked in the trash. Get your ass down. Thank you. I can't hear anything. Oh no, it's still beating. Just ever since we fought, my heart been afraid to beat too loud. Nigga hit me so hard, I've been seeing it in 360p ever since. Yeah, I blocked the left hook. Well, my great grandkids go feel the echo. I can't breathe. Every goddamn punch felt like I swallowed a fucking flashbang. For real? Nigga was turning my whole screen white. He hit me square in my chest, and it was like all the oxygen in the area started hiding from my lungs. I would have had a better chance catching a fucking meteor. How in the fuck did this nigga get ultra instinct? I can't. I had to start cheating, so I threw a Harry Potter book at that nigga, and he almost died. Damn, too many big words. Fighting Floyd ain't about winning. It's about making it out with your dignity still intact. He counted me so fast, I thought I hit my damn self. I just took my gloves off in round 6. Nigga, how do you want to fight no love? You was rapping at me. You a grown-ass man acting like this. Sound like you just suck. Bet I whoop your ass, though. I bet you won't. Oh, I got the gloves. I'll say no more. Back. Go ahead with your interview, nigga. Mind your fucking business. I was swinging that air for 12 straight rounds. Am I that ass? I trained 6 months to hit this man one time. I licked him a punch in the crowd cheer like I won a fucking Grammy. He talked trash before, during, and after the fight and leave without a scratch. That ain't boxing. That's a magician. You know why he can't read? Nigga put all his skill points in the fight. I mean, nigga, he must have hit Liddy 8,000 times in those 12 rounds. You okay? I swear to God, I was seeing ghosts.
현재 수도권 전역에서 정체불명의 바이러스 감염 사례가 급격히 확산되고 있습니다. 시민 여러분께서는 외출을 삼가시고 즉시 안전한 장소로 대피해 주시기 바랍니다. 나가자. 잠깐만 기다려봐.
Women make their ray rise. Young men fear Ray Lewis. niggas. It was everything I loved. I was running and I saw death in the stands. I almost shit my heart out. No, you don't understand. He really killed the nigga. You know what? There's only one way to block this nigga. No, wait. The nigga talk like my pastor. I'm not playing the nigga with God on his side. He said he was gonna hit me. Like for real? Nigga, no. This nigga pack a punch, shoulder pads. Do you know how it feels to run a sled across the middle and see fucking Bane running at you? When he hit me, my body flew, but my soul didn't move. What that mean? I seen him get hit. And the nigga swung his body. Please sit down. Me golpeo tan fuerte que ahora solo puedo hablar español. Negro, soy de Memphis. Have you seen this nigga exit the tunnel? There's no way he passed the drug test. Who's talking about lay him out? The nigga got killed. I caught this nigga dry scooping crack rocks like it was pre-workout. Good question. Sure. What in the fuck do you have to do to get other grown ass men to call you weapon X? Like, nigga, damn, this ain't the longest fucking yard. You free acting like this. I'm trying to block this nigga and he fucking bit me. He played like he got fucking rabies. I get rabies. I'm all right. 1 second I was running the post route, and the second I cut, I was front row at a Michael Jackson concert. When I came down, he hit Liddy so fucking hard that even though Liddy flew that way, on my soul, his cleats took 2 more steps without the nigga hit him. This nigga with a straight face looked at the camera and said, Brian Dawkins, Monsters University. Nice hair, NFL player, Samoan jeans. Look, this nigga. The fuck they be feeding these Samoan niggas? I can't breathe. Troy don't even tackle. He just torpedoed his whole shit through your chest. I seen this nigga trying to play without pads. Without pads. Nigga, I'm dead ass. Nigga was handing out hot and ready CTE every Sunday. Quick question. If I just see this nigga blitzing the quarterback, how the fuck he managed to pick the ball off 40 yards down the field? You don't know what it's like to run a fade route and see Mally running at you. My pal Liddy ran a slant route and Troy hit him so hard he shit himself right there on the 50. It sounded like a fucking buckshot. The scary part is he's such a nice guy off the field, but I know Bruce Banner when I see him. Liddy saw Troy running at him and visibly aged 20 years before Troy even hit him. Now this nigga doing shampoo commercials like he not low-key a felon. No, for real. Who told Samoan niggas about football? Run a sled, you get booed. Run an out route, you get booed. But if you run a thing, oh. Peyton Manning and the 2013 Broncos were the greatest offense of all time. Unfortunately, they stepped into a lot of people they kept going. When we was going to play these niggas, I think they're injured. That's kind of soft. Nigga, hell, I got kids. Did you know all it took to stop the greatest offense of all time, nigga, was 4 niggas who clearly don't love their life? It's like these niggas had something to prove. Every yard you gained, the niggas took it personal. I said, Cam, where your therapist? He said he ate her. Cam hit me so hard my jersey number swapped from 27 to 72. I'm playing on the line. I'm not running no more routes. They couldn't have been easy. No, Sharp was locking niggas up with 1 arm. These niggas play like you slapped they mom. I can't read. Liddy ran into Cam Chancellor and he's been comatose for 4 years. You know what? Can't think these two calm down. No. Tom Brady. You can't tell me his training regimen don't include pentagrams, black candles, goat blood, sacrifices. You could be 6'4", handsome, 7 rings, the GOAT, Super Bowl champ, and still fumble a bandage. Hey, quick question. If the nigga made Julian Edelman look good, how do we let the nigga get Randy Moss? I didn't even know you could deflate the football. I didn't even think of that shit. Don't you get it? This nigga's crazy. How? He ain't giving because of his sons and shit. No, I'm not playing a nigga who threw his whole family away for this shit. No. It was 28 and 3, nigga. Start please calm down. Vote 49, 26 seconds left on the clock. Seconds. Not one motherfucker. Do you mind if we revisit a certain game? What you mean? Playoffs. Down 6. 31 seconds on the clock. Brady has the ball. Wait up and walk down the field by a nigga showing 0 emotion. You just know you lost. Alinipiga sana, naweza kuongea Kiswahili kwa sasa. Nigga, ninatoka Texas. I told my coach, if 59 playing, I'm not. Don't you think it's kind of weak, though? I don't give a fuck. Nigga was calling the plays before coach even told him to me. Who was this nigga's dad, Professor fucking X? My pal Lenny ran a slant route, got sent to the shadow run right midfield. It was like he fucking evaporated. It was like 1 second I'm running my route, and the next second I'm in the ER getting my chest bumped. I'm sitting here getting ready to hike the ball. Nigga, is that Clark fucking kid at middle linebacker? I can't breathe. He may look like a school teacher, but this nigga's the school bully. No, for real, how did this motherfucker get our playbook? This nigga told me my left foot twitches twice every time it's a run play. Nigga, I didn't even know that. I am a 340-pound left tackle. This nigga picked me up like his daughter, carried me and tucked me in right next to the fucking quarterback. Not him. Not him. I'm sorry, I don't really understand. Not him. This nigga Mahomes trucked me, and when I stood back up, they flagged me for unnecessary toughness. Nigga, I'm lifting weights before the game. Tell me why when we play, I got flagged for unnecessary bumping. My pal Liddy hit Mahomes a little too hard. What happened? They tarred feathered him at halftime while Taylor Swift performed. Man, it's like everyone's working for the damn Chiefs nowadays, right? The refs told me if this nigga don't hit the follow button, the Chiefs go 3-peat. Every fucking year. Lamar, save us. Josh Allen, save us. Fuck both them niggas. Get Tom Brady old ass and throw him in the Lazarus pit. We're playing the Chiefs, right? Down 4. 20 seconds left on the clock. I'm wide open for a touchdown. What happened? The ref fucking blindsides me like prime Sean Taylor. My message to Tony Romo. Nigga, damn, he uses spin everything. No gag reflex. Nigga, damn, 2 hands. You can come up air every once in a while. Are you even breathing, my nigga? 6 foot tall, 4-3 speed, shifty like Barry, right tackle like Mark John. Nah, he's not this nigga. I mean, why pass it if you could just hand the ball to Super nigga? Quick question, where's the Giants from? Oh, stop this for the dog. I just got up. He do nothing in the league, right? He playing like with some middle schoolers. It's like a grown man playing with children. I can't breathe. Say, Coach, do you know what it's like to have your soul tired of chasing a nigga? It's like it happened in slow motion. I'm going to make the tackle. He jumps, turns around, and climbs both of his nuts across the crown of my helmet. I had to retire. A backwards hurdle, my nigga. Come the fuck on. Then he tried to tackle him in the open field once. It got worse so bad he tore both his ACLs. The nigga ran up trying to choke me. Here, nigga, damn, just take him. You don't got to embarrass me in front of my kids here. Here, you can have them. There's only 3 things guaranteed in this life. Death, taxes, and Saquon cribbing that bitch for about 60. Usme मुझे इतना बड़ा क्या मैं के बारे में नहीं बताते हो? Nigga, me blunt film. What's it like blocking Sean Taylor? It's like trying to win the Oklahoma drill against the whole state of Oklahoma. Ain't coach of 21 in the game. Stop me the fuck out. Legend has it. Patient 0 for CTE. No, I'm not running nowhere near a nigga who can put me on the Richter scale. Sean Taylor bumped so Cam Chancellor could run. You can just tell this nigga favorite movie The Longest Yard. It's like this nigga pads is made out of vibranium. It's really hard. They got a black Bobby Boucher. I can't read. I was so scared to play him one week, I tried to frame him for robbery. What happened? The nigga played with an ankle monitor. He hit my nigga Lenny so hard, he had to get his pad surgically removed. The nigga hit me so hard. Even when I got up, my shadow stayed down. What the fuck that mean? Make it sound insane. He decapitated the nigga on live TV at the Pro Bowl. I thought we were just having fun. I said, Sean, I got a wife and kids at home. He said they can see you in the emergency room. My heart dropped to my ass.
Was I just the same before the accident?
It wasn't any accident. Everything we did, we did it on purpose. There's nothing left to do now. But
By the end of this video, I will have the platinum for every PlayStation Spider-Man game, and I'm going to be playing all 3 of them on the hardest difficulty, because I like to suffer.
Trying to get freaky or what?
First game I have to conquer is Spider-Man 2018, and as for the trophies of this game, they range from story, combat, collectibles, side missions, and enemy camp/hideout. And jumping straight into the game, we get introduced to our main Spider-Boy and his upgraded look. Hot take, I don't really mind this face because let's just be honest, 90% of the gameplay is just Spider-Man. We barely get to see his face. So stop complaining. The amount of Tobey Maguire memes that I'm gonna put in this bottom video, insane, brother. Oh, it's Big Daddy Fisk. It's not always about the money, Spider-Man. Yeah, this is actually me right here. This is like literally me. When I'm not doing YouTube and streaming, but this is what I do, like on a regular basis.
I don't know. I guess I've become something of an icon.
Now we have to make it to the top floor and fight the main man, Big Daddy Fisk. Not always about the money, Spider-Man. Hey, get that? In the air! Stop that. You're angry? You need therapy, my guy. Come here, eat that. Hey, another garbage can. Eat that. Hey, I was beating his ass outside the cinematic dojo. I saw that, Sam. What the fuck, Willie? Suck my Willie. Follow me, guys. I'm faster than you, bro. I don't know what you're doing. You need to go. Oh, stop! Look at the little Willie Jr. You gonna cry? Yay! Knocking down Kingpin. Let's go. We could go and meet Doc Ock as he gets into some trouble for his creation. So your boy decided to help him by now. Chill, bro. What the Now, during my entire playthrough, I did decide to focus more on doing side stuff like crimes and collectibles, because I knew that will be the bulk of all the trophies needed. Friendly reminder, I do all my platinum runs live, and I recommend swinging by the streams to see things like this. Bro, stick to the... No, wrong one. You know what? Let's finish it. Yeah, put your balls on his nose. This is why I would be a good Spider-Man. I'm so good at putting my balls on his nose. Let's not continue that sentence. Oh, chat, it's Justice League. Let's take a picture of this. Possibly my favorite trophy in this game is paying respects to Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben. This is the trophy right here. Bam. Oh. With great power. Finish the line. With great power comes great big booty feet. And now time for everybody's favorite mission. The MJ mission. I'm not gonna waste your time, so we're just gonna fast forward through all of this. There we go, we're done finally. Thank the fuck. Pandora's Box, God of War reference? Oh, no. Aww. That's so sweet. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Stanley. That's a keeper. You're cringy as sometimes, Peter. I'm not gonna lie. I like Miles more.
Wait, what? What happened to the rest of them?
We run into Shocker again, and we put him away for good this time. Uh-oh. He angry. Chan, he angry. No. Hey, let's talk about it, Shocker. You can't get me, I promise you. No matter how much you try. There we go. Hell yeah, chat. First try. Let's go. Hell yeah, shock and awe. Let's go. The next few trophies I got were all miscellaneous trophies. So let me walk you through. The first one being perching at the top of the Justice League Tower. I really hope some people comment trying to correct me for saying that. Another one for using the fast travel system, aka the subway, 5 times. Then collecting all of the backpacks in the map, and also took a photo of all the landmarks. Then I met up with Mommy, I mean Black Cat. And she has some collectibles for me around the city. Oh, cat's out of the bag. He did not just say meow like that. And so I run around the city to collect all the remaining Black Cat collectibles. And after getting all of them, we end up finding her hideout. And that gets me the best suit in the game, in my opinion. And another trophy. One of the side missions had me meeting up with this guy right here named Howard. And I had to find all of his lost pigeons for another collectible trophy. Yay! Got the last pigeon. We also got our first look at Miles Morales. And we know that his dad is about to be honored as a hero of the city by the maid. But the demons attack again, and Miles experienced his cannon effect. You can see me. I'm right above you. Who am I? You sure you want to know? Dang. Demons burn. Fast forward a little bit later, and another MJ mission. Yeah, we're just gonna skip this. So after that, I find Taskmaster, and he left me different challenges around the map that all have trophies behind them. Like this one, where I have to defuse bombs in a certain amount of time to get the best score. Continuing with the Taskmaster challenges, this next one gave me a little bit of trouble to get. But I eventually got the best score for that trophy. Another Taskmaster challenge was a combat challenge, which was way easier to get the high score on to get the trophy. Spider-Man ends up bringing.
Why can I not do this right?
And we find out that there's a doctor who's working for Osborn that we have to stop. And you guessed it, MJ is already ahead of us to catch that man, and we get another MJ mission. Let's just swing through this.
You know, honestly, now I think about it, I can choose this.
And MJ gets mad.
I should be able to choose this. Hold on.
And now it's time for perhaps the best mission in the game. The Raft, which is the prison that holds all of the villains, is now up in flames. So I have to fight some escapees and all of the villains that are now free. Bro. You were in the cutscene, my boy. How do you feel? You made it to the big leagues. Is it just me or does anyone else feel like the cops ain't doing shit? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Jamie Foxx. Am I stuck on something? Hello? Chat? I'm stuck. Oh my god, what the hell was that? Brother, nah, bro, what the hell is happening? Now I get it. What the fuck? And here it is, the introduction of the Sinister Six. This one, Spider-Man kind of stupid, not gonna lie. He has the power to knock him out with one punch, and he doesn't do that. He holds back his punches because he's moral ethics. He doesn't want to hurt nobody. Again, I would be a horrible Spider-Man, just saying. Sheesh. The Six assemble. That's Act 2, right? It's time for the show. Let's see that ass! We ended up finding out what Doc Ock had planned out for these villains, and we had to take them out one at a time. So first up was Electro and Vulture. Oh yeah, we're gonna fight Vulture and Electro first. Oh yeah. God damn, that Vulture was out. I'm not an insect. I'm an arachnid. Get it right, stupid. What team we're from? I'm beating y'all up. Come here. Come here, come here, come here. What you say about my mama? Grab that, grab that, grab that. Yeah, easy. Piece of cake. This is the hardest difficulty, by the way. Grounded. Next villain on the list was Scorpion. Yeah, I'm faster than you, Doc. I was so fast that he couldn't even read the dialogue in time. That's so funny. Oh, why don't you stick the poison thing inside of him? I would do that. I'd grab that stinger and put it up his butt. Make him taste his own venom. Ow. I think he heard me. Yeah, we unlocked the suit. The best Spider-Man suit. No, go back to the naked one. Let me see that. And Rhino ends up joining Scorpion for another dual boss fight. Alright, now we take down Rhino and Scorpion. No! Where is he at? Oh, you were protecting him. What are you, his daddy or something? Ah, yeah. Where the hell did you come from? Oh my god. Okay, they're beating my ass. They beating my ass. Better just come over here. Can you relax, guys? I promise you, I'll get you boys both some fun time. Just one at a time, please. Oh, is he dead? He's knocked out. Does feel like a nap type of weather. Ooh, sting and smash. Ooh, scary pop. Yeah. Bet that didn't feel good, huh? He's angry. Daddy is angry. One of them is gone, pretty boy. You're down to 3 arms. You're gonna need at least 7 to pin me down. I'm feisty. Up. Ooh. Make. Ooh, Doc Ock. Doc Ock, this ain't your fight, my man. Epic ass boss fight. Especially for our final boss. Hella sick. What a decision. What a decision. I'm just saying, if it was up to me, I would have queued that man. Endgame! Hell yeah! And I also completed all of the Taskmaster challenges. And not long after that, Taskmaster shows up. I think I just have to swing around and he pops up, right? Yup, there he is. Let's see what you got, big fella. There we go. Oh, it's simple and easy. Look at him knock the book. Master of Masters. Defeat Taskmaster. Hell yeah! Next up, I completed the last side mission of the map. Or I think this is the last side mission that I have to do. And it's the tombstone one. No, no. Hey, let's relax. Hey, yup. I fought bigger and badder, I promise you. I have defeated Thanos himself. I was winning before the cutscene, people. He's bleeding. All that for a drop of blood.
All right, I did that. So I did it. So yeah, you can cheese it. Wow, you can actually cheese it. Well, I hope somebody can clip that.
Oh, you already know we're gonna
Yep, I hope somebody can clip
rematch.
that because you say you can cheese it.
I already know. And Tombstone takedown. I should get one more for all the side missions. Yeah, running the neighborhood, Spider-Man. I then cleared out all of the Fisk sites, all prisoner camps, all demon hideouts, and all Sable outposts. I then got all the suits, which gave me another trophy, and finished the last few district crimes. And your boy dressed up for the final trophy of the game, and I got that Spider-Man Platinum in style, baby. Next up is my personal favorite, Spider-Man Miles Morales. The trophies for this game were almost the exact same as the previous one. Complete story, do some cool combat stuff, and 100% every district. We did, however, have two trophies that were kind of missable, with the first one being in the opening sequence of the game where Miles and Peter are chasing down Rhino. And I had to smash Rhino balls into 15 breakable objects in the mall. Lucky for us, a few minutes later, I got to tussle with the big voluptuous balls. Rhino was quickly defeated, and we got to meet the villain of the game, Elon Musk. Wow. And after a quick story trophy, I find the first semi-collectible-esque activity on the map. These are basically the Taskmaster challenges from the first game, but instead it's Peter training Miles. And just like the first game, they all have trophies tied to them. While Miles was digging through Elon Musk's Twitter bookmarks, he gets ambushed by some underground enemies. And during this sequence, I was able to get 100 hit combo, which surprisingly had a trophy for it. Moving along in the story, Miles reunites with his childhood best friend, Finn, who is definitely not going to become a villain or anything like that. Speaking of best friends, Genki builds an app that lets citizens request Spider-Man's help at any time. Hopefully this app won't be used by some little kid trying to get Spider-Man's help because Dad keeps on hitting Mom. My first request in the app was helping a construction guy reconnect the railing system that got damaged because of some goons, of course. And yeah, did I mention the construction guy is Miles' uncle, Aaron Davis, who surely will not become a villain? I've seen the movies, please no more trauma. After finishing another one of Peter's challenges, a big twist in the story was ready to unfold. Mama Morales had a campaign running in Harlem, which was interrupted by the Underground. And Miles chases down some of the goons in a bridge where the Underground was stealing some of Roxxon's materials. And as I was close to stopping all of this happens.
Oh, Didi, oh, what did it? Oh, Didi.
Yeah, brother, she definitely did. God! Hey, at least we can say that Miles got his Tobey Maguire moment on the bridge and another trophy. One of the best side characters from the first game, Howard the Pigeon Man, makes a return with a side mission about collecting his birds again. But this time there was no trophy. Insomnia. He better have a trophy in Spider-Man 2. Back to the main story, Miles finds out what Finn's plans are and decides to break into Roxxon, but not before being stopped by a familiar character. Better not die, Uncle. I swear to God, I will lose my. At least he was helpful and fought Roxxon alongside me, which was pretty cool, not gonna lie. I got another upgrade trophy before meeting Finn at a coffee shop where Miles had the brightest idea to join her little gang so he could know their every move. And while going through this place, I got a trophy for doing 25 wall takedowns and a trophy for using 2 venom attacks on one enemy before eventually escaping the secret hideout without getting.
Especially items that you can buy for various events. They tie factions to badges, and basically these badges you can get for doing various things, like fighting enemies across Iran. But
provides all kinds of things like castles and like, you know, tapestries and decorations that you otherwise cannot get. And notably, these factions of Mirage, they come with banners that actually show that you basically did what you needed to do in order to have this identity. Now, while they tied it to badges that basically normally just involve fighting a bunch of mobs, and there's not much beyond that, to me it would be really, really cool if when we enter Darkmoor, we have the choice of actually finding a way to gain everybody's trust by joining one of many factions. And maybe for once, the factions can be tied to something where your choice matters a little bit more. Maybe learning a new spell, maybe accessing really, really cool cosmetics in a bunch of different directions. Maybe things like mounts. I like the idea that they did with castles and tapestries. Maybe they can add that as well. I dream of a world where this teaser is not just the only option for you when you enter Darkmoor. I'm gonna assume they went through the trouble of making a whole explanation for one house, probably an explanation for many. I think they have a real great opportunity to do what they've kind of done with weaving a little bit, where your choice does matter, but not that much. And what I mean by that, right? Like right now, I'm weaving into depth on my storm. All I really have to do is go to Salanopolis and change my weaving, but the cost of that is that I don't keep the spells that I normally can have for weaving into depth, like auras and the fusion and Rimzilla. It'd be cool if you could only join one faction at a time, and being a part of that faction came with some extra things. I think that would be really, really cool. The other thing that I would personally love to see is a variation on the way they do gear, whatever this house system in Darkmoor is. I'm sure people know this if they've been playing the game for a while now. Wiz has really, really standardized the main storyline gear in a way where I almost feel like it's hard to get excited about. This kind of started around Novus with 160 Aeon gear, but you can obviously also see it with, you know, the way Reaver and Stalker gear work. Right now, it seems like there's a high damage, no shad setup that you can get at the end of the world, and then there's a small variation on it. It looks the exact same, but it's a slightly more defensive, slightly more high health version. But you do get shads, and you tend to not get crit. Right, they did that with the Reaver and Stalker, they did that with the main Aeon gear, and then the Eternal gear. Right, they basically done that in both Novus, and they've done that in Walrus. They kind of also did a variation of the exact same template in Walrus for the Salanopolis update. So basically, we've been now, for the past 3 years, been pretty much able to expect a very, very minor increase in the main template, and that's it. That's basically all you expect. This little house teaser, this could be a great, great way to introduce more templates so more people can get more out of the main storyline. And maybe by doing various quests and various storylines with each house, you can find a way to maybe get each gear template that's tied to that house. I don't know how hard all of this would be, but even things like gear set bonuses attached to the same gear, but it's different based on which faction you choose. Maybe different item cards, maybe more than 2 templates. There's a lot of directions they could go with this. So your choices matter a little bit if choosing a house is something they're going with or dark. Now, you might have noticed that I said there could be 2 conclusions that you can draw from this teaser. The other thing could just be that and I would hate if this is the case, but obviously the other conclusion could be that they're not just doing what the factions that they try to Mirage, but at a larger level they're not doing that. But that everybody has to choose whatever this house becomes. This could just be the NPC that everybody interacts with, and honestly, all that would really reveal is that the plot of Darkmoor is about gaining some sort of credibility within the world to advance in it as we investigate whatever this birth for. The person that came to the Final Comfort is just like us to investigate what they've been up to. The only reason why I'm less likely to believe that is simply because the house banner. It feels like a random thing to go through all the effort of making a banner for, unless there were multiple ones that you actually have some sort of choice. Now, the big thing that they've really tied Darkmoor with so far is Shadow and Hand spells. That's like basically what you get at level 150 in the dungeon. The real question is, beyond all of the teasers that we've got, is there going to be more that we can learn in terms of shadow magic compared to what we know right now? If y'all don't know, they're redoing all of the Shad spells. Almost all of them are going to make you take some sort of backlash. They've already started listening to feedback, so certain aspects of this backlash might change. They're clearly already subject to change. But, right, we've seen already that you're supposed to combine Glowbug with Darkstone and make an even better version of Glowbug than we have right now. But that teaser involved essentially fusing 2 cards that we already have. And based on the teaser last week, we already know that there's going to be new animations, meaning there's new spells that we haven't seen yet. The real question is, are those also going to be usable? Are those going to be different